Okay, fourth time's the charm. It's almost like the universe is trying to kick me in the... Not going to say that. The universe is trying to stop me or something. Someone's trying to stop me from recording this. Okay, so... This is the fourth time I've recorded this. Something went wrong each time. First time the recording failed. Second time I forgot to mention something important. And then third time someone called me and cut off the recording. So now, fourth time's the charm. It's been a while since I've recorded something. I used to record for YouTube often, but, it's been a while, so now I'm a bit rusty, so bear with me. I'm going to try to not stutter or ramble for too long. And the reason why you're only seeing black right now is because I don't want to show where I am, because I don't want people to find out where I live and stalk me, etc. You get the gist. So, this video is about Little Helpers, that thing I made. And I was thinking for a while how I wanted to do this video, because I'm not good at editing. Those slideshows I made with the pictures I drew of the Little Helpers, TikTok did that. I just selected the photos and it kind of did it for me. I don't know how to edit, so I thought about drawing on a piece of paper the steps by step of how to make a little helper and do a slideshow of that, but I don't feel like doing that. So I decided to just do this. And I was trying to keep it under 10 minutes because I'm trying to keep it from being too long, but every time I do that, I forget to say something important or something goes wrong. So I'm just gonna give myself as much time as I need. That being said, let's hop right onto it for the fourth time. LOL. So sorry if this is a 15-minute video. I just want to make sure I get everything said that needs to be said. Step one, technical first step. You can actually make this the last step or the middle step, whenever you want to do this. But give your character a name. Now, the 6 names I picked for mine, I picked them at random. I wanted to give them all a theme, but I couldn't settle on one, so I just did it at random. The first one, I can't remember how to pronounce it, which is sad. I picked the name, I can't remember how to say it. But her name is supposed to mean great importance, or just great, or just important, or valuable, something along those lines. Because she is Mortus, that's not his name, Mortis. She is Professor Mortis's favorite. He sees her like a daughter, so he gave her a name that means great importance. Sweetie Pie was a nod to Pinkie Pie reference, although personality-wise, Sweetie Pie is more like Fluttershy if she was clinically depressed. Those who smile the biggest are often the most depressed, as they say. Mitzi, I just pulled that at random out of my bum. It sounded cute, and she's supposed to be a cute mousy girl. I just randomly pulled that one. Angelica and Demonica are self-explanatory. And Ember, she's a dragon, breathes fire. She's also a firebug. Ember, fire theme. So names, whatever type of character you're going for, or if you want to come up with a design first and haven't decided the details of the character yet, that's why name can go anywhere. But the real first step, picking a gender. I made all mine female, but you can do whatever you want with yours. You want to make them a male, go ahead. Next, step 2, race. I made all mine white because of, where the story is supposed to take place, medieval-ish Europe. The world that the Little Helpers take place in is kind of like a mix between the medieval times, the 1800s, and a little sprinkle of modern day, kind of like Shrek. How Shrek's supposed to be medieval, but they have TV and other things like that. Although in the Little Helpers world, it's not, technology and science. Although there is that in there, but it's not as, widely known, not as widely done. Everything's mostly magic based in the world of Little Helpers. So instead of it being a box with a glass screen on the front, it's probably just like a magic mirror or like a puff of smoke that you can see an image in, like a giant crystal ball. That's their TV and how to get on their internet and whatnot. So that's that thing. That's how they do that. So because it's supposed to be medieval Europe-ish, I decided to make them all white. Although I did plan on making the Little Helpers a manga or an anime, I thought about making them Asian, but I figured that wouldn't make sense for Europe. Although there could be some Asians in Europe, people move around to other places all the time. More than likely, you're going to see a bunch of whites. So I decided to just make them white. But you can make them whatever you want. You don't even have to make them a real race. If you want to make them all green or all purple or blue or whatever color you want to make them, go ahead. It's up to you. And the reason why, I'll get into that in step 3, themes. I gave them all themes. I first thought of Little Helpers kind of inspired off of Niku's, cat girls. They're humans, but they have cat ears on top of their head and a cat tail sometimes. So I thought, okay, what about that, but with other things besides cats? And there we go, that's how I thought of Little Helpers. And the first theme I thought for the first one I made, deer. She has antlers, a tail, and you can't see it because she's wearing shoes, but she has hooves. The second theme was alicorn. Unicorn, Pegasus, I couldn't decide on which, so I just did both. Technically making an alicorn for Sweetie Pie. The third one was mouse for Mitzi. Angelica and Demonica are obviously angel and demon based, and Ember is a dragon. So you can make them a theme like just a regular animal, like a deer or a mouse, or something mythological, like a mythological creature, like a, alicorn, unicorn, Pegasus, or a dragon. Or you could make it something more like, I don't know, like an angel or a demon, something that's also mythological, technically a supernatural being, whatever you want to do. And something I didn't do, but you could do, you could have your theme not be any of that and just have your theme be something like a witch. Instead of cat ears or antlers, give her a witch hat. And then that's the reason why you can make their skin green, because that would play with the witch theme. And that could be their theme, witch. Or you could give their theme something that's like a doctor. So you can give them the band around their head with the circular thing on it instead of anything like that. Basically, they need something on their head. You can also put something on their back, like wings, depending on the theme. But or their feet, they can give them hooves. But their theme, basically put something on their head, doesn't matter what it is. So come up with a theme. Next, their color scheme. This is the thing I forgot to mention, 2 recordings ago, which is why I had to make this one. For mine, I just took the main 6 from MLP and just inverted their color schemes. That doesn't mean I took their personalities. No, just the color scheme. Because Ember is the inverse of Rarity, yet she's nothing like Rarity. If I had to say anything, I would say Ember is like a mix of Rainbow Dash and Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus. But I'll make individual videos about each helper and Professor Mortis later. Right now, I'm just talking about how to make them. So that's how you do that. So I basically, for the first one I made, the deer girl, I took Twilight. Her hair, her mane, is blue with a bit of pink and purple in there. So I just inverted that to the opposites on the color wheel. And her fur color is purple, and I translated that into the clothes and made that yellow, because that's the opposite of purple. So if you want to do that, take any character, doesn't matter which character. Now, if it's a character like Sonic, who doesn't wear clothes except for gloves and shoes, you can make their clothes and their hair the same color, which for Sonic, invert that'd be orange. Or you can figure out your own way to invert it, depending on the character you pick. Or if you don't want to make the color based on a character just inverted, you can do that too. It's up to you. I'm just saying how I did it. You can do it your own way if you want. Next, give your character powers. Anywhere between 1 to 6 powers. The Little Helpers, spoiler alert, are dolls brought to life. And one crystal inside their chest gives them life and makes them alive. The next crystal is the one that gives them their powers. Like Ember's has a fire crystal in the back of her throat, which allows her to breathe fire, but it was removed. More on that in her own video. And everyone has at least one power. Because Deer Girl is the favorite, and it's the special one, and Mortis kind of sees her like a daughter, she's the special one. They got 6. She can do just general magic. Lasers from her hands, levitate things, change the shape of things, change shape herself. Hang on, let me keep track of the powers I just gave her. I said 6, so let me just shoot lasers from her hands, beams of energy, move things with her hands, levitation. That includes herself. Shapeshift, teleport, shapeshift other things. That's 5. So I got myself one more. I got one more power to give her. I'll think about what that last power is later, but for now, that's hers. And the rest are, Mitzi, that's the next one I'm going to describe. I'll save the rest of them for their own videos later, but Mitzi, she can shrink to the size of a mouse and, go into places. That's her use to Professor Mortis. So you can just go. So each one has their own powers with their own uses. So, give your character a power. Doesn't matter what. It can be based around their theme. You can give them the power of their animal, or you can just give them another power. Doesn't matter. Lastly, a mental disorder. Here we go. My first one, the dear girl, I gave her PTSD because although Professor Mortis sees her as a daughter, he is not a good person, and imagine if he had a real kid. That kid would come out all traumatized and scarred. She has PTSD because of his treatment. Because he saw her like a daughter, and in his mind, because that's his daughter, she should be perfect. So he kind of was strict on her, and she kind of has PTSD now. Like I said earlier, Sweetie Pie is clinically depressed. Mitzi has schizophrenia. And Demonica, I can't remember the name of this, has that disorder that makes you rebel against authority figures. And Angelica is the opposite. She has the opposite. Because obviously she's the opposite of Demonica. And Ember, I can't remember how to say the professional right name. It starts with a P. But she's a firebug. She just can't help but set things on fire. But yeah. And that's it. I didn't forget a step this time. So it's time to go over the little things. Like, if you're gonna make your little helper, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have yourself be a self-insert as a little helper? In that case, give them your mental disorder. But if you don't have one, come up with one. Or, if you're not gonna, make yourself as a little helper and you're just gonna make your own character, then think about how that character is gonna be and what mental disorder would fit them. Or pick the mental disorder first and then think about the character afterwards. Like, base the character around their disorder and think about how their personality would be. Or, it doesn't really matter how you do it, however you want to do it, really. Next, who made them? Because Mortis made them in mine. He made the 6. So you can have yours also made by him, or you can have yourself be in there as a self-insert and say you made your own little helper. Or you could make up a new professor of some kind. Whatever you want to do. The reason why is because mine don't have eye color and they only have 4 fingers because that's Mortis's style. Every artist has their own, trademark and etc. And his style is no eye color and 4 fingers. But if you want to make yours with eye color and 4 fingers or 5 fingers, or if you want to do something else, then there you go. If you say you made them or say someone else made them. But if you don't care and you want to just say Mortis made them, then no eye color and 4 fingers. And that's should be about it. Alright. If you want to go make your own little helpers, you have the steps. Or you can make it however you want to make it. Doesn't matter. That being said, see y'all next time.